guys. So I am going to, we are going to switch, so stop what you're doing. We will be turning to page 21 of our packet. So everyone turn to page 21. And I'm going to share my screen very quickly with you so I can show you the LOs and COs. I did switch it around, so reading day 4, characters, I will be able to identify how characters change throughout the story. I will be able to identify and explain how main characters change over time. So we're focusing on the characters. What are the characters? What are the characters? Raise your hand if you know what a character is. And I am going to mute for just a second so I can talk to my class about it. What are characters? Bryson.
It's a person who's like mostly like doing stuff like the main character.
Okay. What else are characters? Do they have to be people? Mm-hmm.
It could be an animal or a human that are related.
Yeah, okay, so they could be a person, it could be a person, or it could be an animal, or we learned last week with personification, it could also be an object, right? That's running around doing things. All right, let me go online now. I'm going to take one answer from online and one answer from Ms. Howard's class. So online, what is a character? Catalea.
The main person of the book.
Okay, the main person of the book. And then someone from Ms. Howard's class, if you want to add to that.
They're saying that characters are the people in a story, or actors sometimes, and things like that.
Okay, do they always have to be people? Does it have to be a person, and that's the only characters we ever come across are people?
No.
No, it could also be what? Jesus? It doesn't have to be a person, Jesus. What else could it be?
Animals?
It could be an animal, right? And then it also could be objects. We learned that last week that objects could talk and walk and do certain things, and they have human characteristics, right? And we called that personification. Okay, so let me stop sharing. I'm going to change the view of my camera so that you can see. So we are on page 21. And it says, major characters are central to a story. Minor characters support the major characters. Authors bring the characters and subjects to life in 5 key ways. Read me one of those ways. This one right here. Read it to me, Paisley. It says appearance.
What does the character look like?
So yes, what does the character look like? And that is on the, is it inside or outside? Inside or outside?
Outside.
Outside. That's right. So we're going to put that. We're going to put that here on the snake. We're going to say it's outside. Everybody's writing it. Next one, traits. Someone online, read it for me. Sophie, read it. This one.
Okay. What
Qualities.
qualities or abilities does the character have?
So what qualities or abilities does the character have? The traits. Is that on the outside or the inside? Qualities or abilities. Abilities are like things you can do. What do you think? Talk about it real quick. Talk to a partner about it. If you're at home, type it in the chat. If you're in Miss Howard's room, talk to someone. Traits, abilities, stuff you can do. Is that inside or outside? So is it what you do? Is it inner or is it outer? No? So you can skateboard, that's something that's happening on the outside? If you can skateboard, is that only something that you do from the outside or from the inside? Think about it. Oh, yeah. That's something outside or inside? It's not, is it inside or outside? Okay, let's see. Oh, we have different opinions about this. So traits. What qualities or abilities does the character have? And this was my example. Before you answer, let me tell you my example. My example was, if you can skateboard, is that something that comes from the outside of you or something that's inside? So really think about it. Let's see, what do you think? Let me mute y'all real quick and let me go on in my classroom first. What do you think? Bryson?
Inside.
Bryson says inside. How many do you think that that's an inside thing? If you can skateboard, that comes from the inside. It comes from the inside of you. Okay, let's see what they think on online or in Miss Howard's class. In Miss Howard's class, what do you guys think? A trait, a quality or ability that the character has. Is that something that's on the inside or something that's on the outside?
They all say inside.
Inside, okay. And I use the example of skateboarding. Let's say we have a set of twin brothers, twin sisters. One can skateboard, one cannot, but they look exactly the same. So the fact that one can skateboard and one cannot, but they look exactly the same, it's because on the inside, your body can speak to itself to make it be able to skateboard, right? So that's an inside thing. Right? You know how to do something. Some people know how to ride a bike and some people do not. Riding a bike does not depend, I guess in some cases it does depend on your outer appearance, but for the most part it's something on the inside. Your body has to balance, right? And that's how you're able to. Okay, so that was going to be also on the inside. So when we're looking at characters, we're digging a little deeper with our characters to see if it's something that we see on the outside or something that we don't see on the inside. Yes?
I can't see it.
Okay. Voice and dialogue. I'll make it bigger so y'all can see it. Voice and dialogue. Somebody read it for me. Read it in Mr. Gutierrez's class.
That one.
Okay. How does the character?
How does the character sound? And how does the character speak to others?
Very good. Thank you. Voice and dialogue. How does the character sound? How does the character speak to others? Is that something that is on the outside or the inside? Is that inner quality or outer quality? The way that you speak. Can we classify it as inside or outside? Yes? No? Maybe? What do you all think, Miss Howard's class?
They said outside.
Okay. What do you guys think? I'm gonna put y'all on mute for just a second. What do y'all think? Is voice and dialogue, is that on the inside or is that on the outside? Or is it both? It's not both? Can you talk inside your head?
Yes.
Yes.
So it's inside and outside.
So it's inside and outside, that's what you think? You think it's inside and outside? It could be inside and outside, right? Sometimes, how do we know the characters are talking sometimes in their brains? Do characters talk inside their heads sometimes?
Yes.
Yes, or what, how did we know that the other day? How did we know that with Tailspin? How did we know that? It was a special kind of text, right? What was it called? Anybody? It was the sideways text. Italics. Good. Okay, so back to everybody else. We said, this is the question I posed. Can characters speak inside and outside? So this is my question. Do we know if characters are talking to themselves in their head? Miss Howard's class?
We were just discussing that the way they sound comes from the outside, but what they say comes from the inside, because what you say comes from your brain is what they were saying.
Okay.
And sometimes, yes, they talk in their heads
Okay.
themselves.
And how do we know that? So Sophie, are you there online, Sophie? Remember, and I'm going to ask this to the online kids. Remember we read Tailspin a couple of weeks ago. And Tailspin, they were showing us what David was thinking. How did we know what David was thinking in his brain if there was not even pictures? There was one picture and it was of a kite. Hold on. Online, how did we know that? Do you remember? Who remembers online? Let me see. Do you remember? Oh, Jesus remembers. I knew you were going to raise your hand, Jesus. Go ahead.
The words were different.
Yes, the words were different. Brayden, what did you tell me about the words? So listen to what Brayden says. The words were kind of slanted and sideways. And what did we call that, Joseph? It was italics. A couple of weeks ago we read Tailspin, and I told you that when we came to the italicized words were kind of slanted, right? Almost looks like cursive, but not really cursive, right? So then voice and dialogue happens on the inside and on the outside. It's both. Because yes, it's what we hear from somebody else. So we're going to just go through the last two super quick because I want to get to our activity for today. Behaviors. How does the character act around others? How does he or she respond to conflict or problems? And then the last one, thoughts and emotions. What does the character think and feel? That one's definitely on the inside. And we always think of the movie Inside Out with all the feelings. And then behaviors, how does the character act around others? How does he or she respond to the conflict or the resolution? And that again can be stuff that happens on the inside as well as a battle on the outside. So who are our two characters? Who are our two characters from our story that we are reading this week? Who are our two characters from our story that we're reading, Jessa? Yes. Okay, online. I had her whisper it to me so that you guys could tell me who are our two characters from our story that we're reading this week, Kyron?
Blaze and George.
Very good, Blaze and George. So turn to the back of your page, please. It's blank. And we're going to write on the top, George, and then a line down the middle, and Blaze. And I want you to take a minute, so you do have the story. I know some of you in the class, we didn't get our reading books out, but go ahead and get your reading book out. So on the back of the page, you put George and you put Blaze. Get your story out. You have it in your packet or you have the book. And I want you first to identify who is the boy and who is the dragon. And we talked about it yesterday, so you should have a note about it. Who is the boy and who is the dragon? Everybody know what to do? You're going to write next to it which one's the boy and which one's the dragon. I'm just going to give you like 30 seconds. Okay, which one's the boy and which one's the dragon? He's reading this one. So he's George. George is the boy. George is the boy. And George is the dragon. Good, open it to the story. Okay, online. I'm going to get one from online and one from Miss Howard's class. Alicia, identify which one is the dragon, please.
Blaze.
Blaze is the dragon. And so the boy is who? Max?
He says George.
Yes, George is the boy, and it's easy to get confused, right? Because it's funny that the picture that they're showing is of the person who's receiving the letter, not sending the letter. All right, so this is what we're going to do. Every time we find something out about one of these characters, we're going to write it down. And we're going to find out lots of information in the letters. Now remember, the way that you're going to know that that person's the one doing it is because they're the ones that are signing the letter at the bottom. So I'm going to do one or two with you, and then you're going to do the rest by yourself. Okay? So, dear Blaze Dragomir, we haven't met each other. I don't know what to say. I really don't like writing, but I'll do it anyway. Who's writing this? Who's writing this first one? I'm gonna mute y'all. Who's writing it? Lizzie.
George.
George is writing it. So this is stuff about George, right? Okay, online, who is writing this part of the story? Sergio.
George.
George is writing it, so good job, Sergio. So anything that we read from here, this is about George. So we already know he says, I really don't like writing, but I'll do it anyway. Yesterday, my dad and I designed a giant fort. I like playing catch and soccer. What's your favorite sport? So we learned a lot about him. Tell me one thing we learned about him. Someone from Miss Howard's class?
Did you hear?
He likes playing soccer?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to write that down. He likes playing soccer. Tell me another thing here in my classroom, Christian.
He likes playing catch.
Okay? He said he likes playing catch. Very good. Tell me one more thing. Andrea from Mr. Gutierrez's class.
He likes building forts.
Okay, he likes building forts. And tell me one more thing, someone from online. Alicia, I haven't heard from you today. What happened to her? How about Carter? Are you there, Carter? Tell me one more thing we know about George just from this one letter.
The one letter.
On page 188, are you with us?
I don't have my book out, but I could get my iPad to go on internet.
Well, are you following the story? The story's in your packet. So it's on page, I'll tell you which page you go to. It's the back of page 5. So we said he likes playing soccer, he likes playing catch, he likes building forts. There's something he doesn't like.
He does not like writing.
He doesn't like writing. Very good. Good job. All right, now I want you all to turn the page. So now we're going to be on a letter from Blaze. And I want you to find some things about Blaze, about the character Blaze. All of it comes from the letter. Everybody gets what to do?
Yeah.
Thumbs up online if you know what to do. Good. Good. repeat, tomorrow is my birthday, but my party is next week. So write those things about Blaze. What's one of them you're gonna write? He likes attacking home. Castles? He likes attacking home. You write that one here? So now we're writing about the names, so it's, he's the one writing it, right? So all of this is about names. So sometimes it's about names. And since I also don't have writing about character, I suppose, of course, as a pastor, right? I love it happy names. My favorite sport is skydiving. I jump near Falcon Lake. Falcon Peak. Tomorrow is my birthday, but my party is next week. Tell me one thing about it. He likes doing what? Tell me, Lisa. Yes. Good. Will you be able to tell me now? Good. Alright, we're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna get one response online, one response in the classroom, one response from Howard's room, and I'll try to get one response from Gutierrez's room. Okay, there's a lot on there. We're gonna start in here. Jessa, go ahead.
I put he likes to skydive.
He likes to skydive. That's one of the things that we learned about him. Someone from Miss Howard's room. Make sure you wrote them all down, okay, you guys? While we're waiting, someone from Miss Howard's room? Oh, they just told me she's not in there. Okay, someone from Mr. Gutierrez's room? Sergio?
He likes attacking castles.
He likes attacking castles, yes, and we kind of had to put that together, right? He likes attacking castles because he says, a fort is like a castle, right? I love attacking those. So he likes attacking castles. And one more thing, let's try Alicia again. Alicia, are you there now? Tell me one more thing, Alicia, that we learned about Blaze. He what?
He doesn't like nights.
Okay, he doesn't like nights, and that comes a little later, but that is something about him. We were on this one page, on page 190. From the story, it's the first letter that he writes. We can write that though, we know that he doesn't like nights. Okay, so this is what your assignment is going to be. I do want you to go through at least one more letter from the story and come up with at least 2 more things for George and 2 more things for Blaze. And if you turn the page, on title, I know, it'll pick up. On title, you're going to put Dear Dragon. This is on page 22. Dear Dragon. And you're going to put, in the first box it says name. I know. You're going to put George. Everybody can still hear me. And on the bottom, we're going to put Blaze. It kicked me out of Zoom. Oh no, I'm back on. It kicked y'all out of Zoom over there. Okay. So you're going to put George on the top one. Y'all can still follow along with me. Let that computer figure out what it's doing. And then on the bottom one, you're going to put Blaze. You're going to put something that goes along with their appearance. Remember, appearance is what they look like. So next to appearance, you can write look like. Sophie, you can see me and hear me, right, Sophie? Sophie, can you see me and hear me? Oh. Sophie, you can see me and hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Because in here we're glitching out. So you're going to put George, you're going to put Blaze. Next to the word appearance, you're going to put what they look like. Okay? I'm going to go up there and fix it, you guys. Give me 1 second. Traits. Behavior. It fixed itself. Voice and dialogue. And dialogue is talking, right? And the last one is thoughts and emotions, and that's feelings. Okay? And you're going to fill this out on your own. So I know that we got cut off a little bit. If you want to go back real quick to this, appearance is what they look like. Traits is things they can do. Voice and dialogue. Dialogue is the talking back and forth. Behaviors is how they act. And thoughts and emotions is feelings and ideas. Okay? So you're going to do at least 2 more things for Blaze, 2 more things for George, and then you're going to fill out this sheet. Everybody good with it? Give me a thumbs up if you're good. Christian, are you good? Give me a thumbs up if you're good. Give me a thumbs up if you're good. Well, I gotta be able to see it. Abel? Good, y'all wanna hide them from me. Okay? Everybody on the line good? Let me see you. Good. Okay, get to work on it.